Today is Thursday, March 7th, 2024. This is my second reading in a row. I have about 5 minutes to go, so I'm going to read this article for you. Yesterday, someone told me that peanuts can cause diarrhea. And as a matter of fact, I have diarrhea-like symptoms. My stool is very loose, and I enjoy raw peanuts, not cooked peanuts, just raw peanuts. And I have been eating a lot of peanuts, especially in the fall and in the winter. Currently, I'm eating a lot of them. I eat like 3 handfuls of peanuts each day. And there are more in the story. So from now on, I'm not going to eat peanuts at all. But before I go, let's read this article so that we could be more knowledgeable, right? I'm going to eat peanuts when my stool changes. Stool quality, right? Wellness Lifestyle, February 19th, 2022. This article is from getcleared.com. In genuine name, Reese's peanut butter cups are the 8th wonders of the world, and it's pretty easy to sit there and eat an entire pack in one sitting. With that said, you can expect to feel a little bit of an upset stomach afterward, while some tummy aches and subsequent diarrhea are expected after downing so much sugar. It's not super normal for it to occur after eating just one. Many people experience runny bowel movements after consuming just peanuts. So it begs the question, can peanuts cause diarrhea? Here's everything you need to know, including ways to tolerate it, right? It begs the question. I think it begs for a question. It begs the question, relationship between peanuts and diarrhea. Peanuts aren't actually nuts. They are legumes, right? They are beans, legumes. But regardless, why would these small, seemingly harmless foods cause so much discomfort in so many people? While diarrhea linked to eating peanuts isn't super common, it is a very real phenomenon in some unlucky few. Especially with age, you may start to come across certain foods that affect your digestive system. These are called food sensitivities or intolerances. A lot of people are lactose intolerant, which means that dairy products can easily upset their stomachs. For that reason, peanuts may simply cause a belly ache because of age, for the similar reason. But on top of that, peanuts contain fermentable oligosaccharides, right? Fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. This giant line of gibberish is better known as the acronym FODMAPs. Essentially, these are short-chain carbs or sugars that the small intestine absorbs poorly. The end result is cramping, bloating, gas, and diarrhea. Most legumes contain high levels of oligosaccharides, which might lead to symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. With that said, they are still considered low FODMAP food, so they may not be too terrible for someone with IBS to consume. With that said, if your body cannot properly break down the proteins in peanuts adequately, you may still have some adverse side effects. Food tolerance versus food allergy. Peanut allergies are among the most common food allergies in children, and the number of individuals that experience allergic reactions to this food is on the rise. But having diarrhea when you eat peanuts doesn't necessarily mean you are allergic. An intolerance is different from an allergy in that your body does not have an allergic reaction to the food despite difficulties digesting it. An allergic reaction occurs when the immune system reacts abnormally to a foreign substance. If you are only feeling stomach upset or diarrhea from eating a certain food, it's likely just an intolerance. If you feel any of the following symptoms, it may be an allergy. tingling or itching in the throat or mouth hives, itching, eczema, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, or throat, wheezing or trouble breathing, dizziness or lightheadedness. The thing is, abnormal pain and diarrhea are also food allergy symptoms. So it can sometimes be difficult to tell the difference. If you have any doubts, you should talk to your doctor or go and see an allergy specialist. Knowing the difference between food intolerance and food allergy can be a matter of life and death. A potentially life-threatening allergic reaction called anaphylaxis can occur if you ingest food you are allergic to, like peanuts. This condition causes a sudden drop in blood pressure and causes your airways to narrow. By contrast, a food intolerance won't kill you. It will just make you feel a little worse for wear. The good news is that you can avoid food allergies by paying attention to what you are ingesting. In some ways, they are a bit easier than avoiding airborne allergies, such as seasonal allergies, which are an invisible threat that persists for months at a time. How do I know if I have a food intolerance? Yeah, I think I have to stop here and come back later because it's 8:30. I have to work. Since I am a pure Korean and a KT employee, KT stands for Korea Telecom, the number one carrier in Korea. Even though I am the number one employee in Korea, it's more than 2-minute read. Obviously, it's more like a 5-minute read for me. I will come back to this part when I have time throughout the day. Take care. Hi, I'm back home now. It's still Thursday, March 7th, 2024, but I'm coming down with a cold. Luckily, the severity is not that high compared to a coronavirus contraction that I had about a year ago. So this one is mild cold. I think my wife had a cold 2 days ago. She almost fully recovered from the cold. I think she gave me the virus. So I'm coming down. So it's a bit headache and a mild body temperature increase and sore muscles here and there. So as I promised, I'm gonna finish this article off and combine the morning reading with this reading so that I could upload it on YouTube for you and for myself. How do I know if I have a food intolerance? Figuring out if you have a food intolerance can be sort of tricky, as the symptoms often mirror those of other conditions. However, there are some ways you might be able to rule out other options. The best way is to monitor the symptoms and the foods you eat. If you get diarrhea after eating something containing peanuts, try going a few days without consuming peanuts to see how you react. If you feel okay, you might be intolerant. But if the symptoms persist, it may be something else, a physiological approach. You can try keeping a physical food diary to keep track. Write down the foods you eat, symptoms you feel after eating these foods, as well as when these symptoms occur. If you cut out a food for 2 to 6 weeks and you feel great, try reintroducing it into your diet. If it upsets your stomach and makes you feel gross, you are probably intolerant to it. Many companies also claim to make food intolerance tests, but none of these are based on scientific evidence. Damn. If you have doubts, you should try the trial elimination diet described above, or better yet, make an appointment with a dietitian for recommended courses of action. Could my symptoms be something else? Food intolerance symptoms are similar to the signs of several other conditions. Some of the most alike is IBS or irritable bowel syndrome. It's a common disorder that affects the large intestine. People with IBS experience cramping, bloating, diarrhea, gas, and or constipation. It's a chronic condition that has to be managed long term. While most people only have mild symptoms that can be controlled with a proper diet and lifestyle, a small number of people experience severe symptoms that may require medication. Stress or an anxiety disorder can also cause an upset stomach, leading to diarrhea. Additionally, your loose bowel movements can result from celiac disease, a condition where your immune system attacks its own tissues after eating gluten. Treating diarrhea. If you have abnormal bowel movements because of food intolerance from peanuts, dairy, or other food, there are some ways you can try to alleviate your discomfort. One of the most important courses of action is to replace fluids and salts, as diarrhea can cause an excessive loss of essential nutrients. One of the most important courses of action is to replace fluids and salts, as diarrhea can cause an excessive loss of essential nutrients. I agree. While water will restore hydration, it doesn't contain electrolytes like sodium or potassium essential for your body to function. If you've had a frequent diarrhea, drink a sports beverage, fruit juice, or sip on the salty broth of some soup. I like the idea. I like salty stuff, right? Salty broth is good. Especially Korean salty beef bone broth is quite good. You should come and taste it. You can also load up on probiotics, which are good bacteria that support a healthy gut environment. Essentially, they are tiny microorganisms in certain foods and can help protect your intestines against infection. Foods that are natural probiotics include kefir, kombucha, yogurt, tempeh, cottage cheese, dark chocolate, sauerkraut, miso, sourdough bread. Kefir, kombucha, yogurt, tempeh, cottage cheese, dark chocolate, sauerkraut, miso, sourdough bread. And while it may sound counterintuitive to eat more when eating has been the cause of your diarrhea, it might be able to help. Fiber is an important nutrient for softening stool and supporting healthy bowel movements. But when your stool is loose, you should consume low fiber foods to actually help firm it up. Low fiber foods, usually well tolerated, include bananas, applesauce, dry white toast, very good, and white rice. If your symptoms are still super persistent, there are some over-the-counter anti-diarrheal medications that can help. Anti-diarrheal medications. Loperamide slows the movement of food through your intestines, allowing you to absorb more liquid. Additionally, bismuth salicylate affects the way your body digests food. It can also help with an upset stomach. It is always important to consult a doctor before doing any of these medications. Relief you can stomach. Diarrhea and upset stomach are enough to take you down for the count on the best of days. take you down for the count on the best of days. Never heard of the expression. Diarrhea and upset stomach are enough to take you down for the count on the best of days. And believe it or not, the culprit of your symptoms might be something as harmless as a tiny peanut. Peanuts contain a type of sugar that might lead to an upset stomach in several people. Not to mention, some people just become more sensitive to certain foods with age, and peanuts might become one of those foods for you. It's important to understand the difference between peanut intolerance and a peanut allergy. Peanut intolerances are non life threatening and usually only result in digestive issues. Food allergies can be life threatening and usually cause several symptoms, including diarrhea. If you have any doubts, don't worry, your online allergist is in session to help you rule out peanut allergies as the cause of your discomfort. Take your free allergy consultation now to take one big step towards personalized care. Reviewed by Dr. Payal Gupta. Sources, we have a lot of sources, right? Diarrhea and upset stomach are enough to take you down for the count on the best of days. Never heard of the expression. Before I close, let me look up the expression on the internet, right? Yeah, let's do it, man. Here, for the count on best of days, right? For the count on best of days. How do you use counting days in a sentence? Count the day for a countdown. Don't count the days. Make the days count. Make the days count. What does the quote? Don't count the days. Make the days count. Making your days count? Very difficult expression though. Don't count the days. For the count on best of days meaning, right? For the count of best of days, Sali. What does it mean? On the best of days, it essentially means even at their best, they are still subject to security problems. That no matter what model you buy, no matter how good it is, on the best of days, right? Smartphones are a minefield of potential privacy and security violations on the best of days, and careless software implementations like HTC's recent Sense UI issue don't help. Would you please tell me the meaning of the best of days? Smartphones are a minefield of potential privacy and security violations on the best of days. I looked it up in the dictionary, but without any luck. I take on the best of days to mean at the apex of popularity, but I'm not sure about it. It essentially means even at their best, they are still subject to security problems. That no matter what model you buy, no matter how good it is, they have those problems. Even a character like James Brooke, who is exasperating and arrogant on the best of days, is given just the right amount of human qualities to endear him to the audience. It's taken from a book review. I haven't read the book, so I don't know much about the character. I guess the best of days means when he reaches the apex of his life. Am I right? No, it means even at his best, just as Pop 14 said. When he's his best on his best behavior, trying to be nice, etc., he is still exasperating and arrogant. An equivalent phrase is even on a good day. Smartphones are a minefield of potential privacy and security violations at the best of days. Hmm, interesting. I got it. Did you get it? Well, if you didn't get it, what the fuck? Just forget about it. You don't encounter the expression a lot of times. Diarrhea and upset stomach are enough to take you down and the count for the count on the best of your days, right? For the count on the best of days. Thanks for listening. Take care. Have a wonderful Thursday. I am off tomorrow, Friday, but since I have a cold, I may be sleeping at home, right? We never know.